Man, I'd love to make it through this first turn. I'm just going to get in line behind who's ever next to me and follow. And work it out from there.
What number are you?
I don't even know.
I think you're right. I think you're right. You think you're right next to me. Yeah, you're number 15, so you're like by my side in 5th.
Do you guys know what the top speed guys get, the fastest times?
The top track times for this?
116 is real fast.
Yeah, I've seen 115s too.
Okay, 15 is the golden.
My best is a 116 and a half, but I can't for some reason do that on a race.
If you follow someone really fast, you can push it, and without realizing, you get a faster time something. That's how I get faster.
I just know I'm gonna get punted on the first corner because it happened so many times.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Previous race I was 3rd place and I got punted into last.
It's happened to me all 5 races tonight. I'm just trying to make it through one race.
Yeah, and then for some reason I get blamed for the incident, like when the guy pushed me and shit. I don't understand it.
You always get the points irrespective.
We just gotta use our brakes in the turn and then work it out on the track.
It's a long race. You just get through the first couple corners, and then once everybody gets in line, we'll just work it out from there.
Hey, number 14 car, Matt, I'm going to be taking it pretty easy into turn 1. If you want to pass me, you can go right ahead on the start. Awesome.
We're taking it easy too onto corner 1 as well. Does warming up the tires actually do anything, or is it just like a gimmick? I don't understand it.
It helps with grip. They need to be a little bit warm or they'll slide. Wait, like their 3rd lap, you'll be like your best.
Doing the swerving under the pace lap, it helps a little, but for me it's not enough to make it worth running into another car.
Yeah, I see a lot of people doing that, and I'm wondering if it's even worth swerving around and shit.
Yes, on a competitive edge.
What's going on,
Moving over to the left.
Outlook Omega here, back once again with more iRacing stuff.
At 300.
So quick little disclaimer: I have a live commentary because my mic audio got corrupted, and thank God I record both my audio and in-game stuff separate, so my in-game stuff didn't get corrupted, but my audio did, so I have to now do a live commentary. Nothing special throughout the race, mostly I stayed quiet, but had some times where stuff got a little squirmy. You would hear me like yelling and shit, but anyway. Yeah, so back at it again with the another iRacing video. Been really loving the whole iRacing stuff. It's night and day difference between other online racing games. Like F1 just comes into mind because people crash into that. Yeah, so I'll be pausing here and there as you guys can hear onboard stuff. But this race was essentially really good. Started P6. We jumped, I believe, Anthony for 5th. And then when the car spun out, we got 4th place from that. So essentially 4th place. As I get a little sideways back there. But essentially what I wanted to talk about around this time is this race was really good. Is essentially what I wanted to say. Decided to do some different stuff, like put my webcam on just to see how that would look. As we have a massive spin out in the background. Put my webcam on and see how that would look, and then I was watching Dave Cam, I believe is his YouTube name, and he does the top right video where you can see the TV view, which I think looks like a really cool concept. You get to see what happens, you know, not only you're seeing cockpit, what, you know, essentially I'm as the driver doing, but you see what's happening around you. So, me and Anthony, the guy in fifth right now, we were really close. The whole top from second place to like 10th was really tight. It was all between the 117s timing wise, so really tight field for the top 10 to second place. Right here I brake a little too early in the second, and you're gonna hear me get bitched at from Anthony, which I totally understand, but
Don't slow down too much. Come on. Number 2, you can't slow down that much around that corner.
yeah, I braked way too early. The back end started to slide out a bit, so I wanted to not spin out essentially, and I took P3 because somebody jumped into the pits from the top 3, so we're now P3 in this race essentially, which for my like 5th or 6th race this weekend doing the BMW M4 challenge.
Good job.
Yeah, so doing the BMW M4 GT4 challenge is like my 5th or 6th time doing it already. I like this challenge series. I like way different from the Miata series. I did a lot of practice during the weekday. So I work and I come home late.
My bad, MPD car got a little loosey-goosey on me.
Yeah, so really apologetic right there. If you get the reference, that's Danny Ricciardo, loosey goosey. But yeah, so really good experience so far with Iracing. Coming up to 1 month of playing the game, and I do a lot of practice sessions when I come out of work, just so I'm familiarized with the track. My best time in Watkins Glen with the M4 GT4 currently is 116.5, so not too shabby. But again, I've seen people with like 115, so there's a lot of improvement. So right here's the funny part. My brother walks into the room and he's 3D printing me some brackets for keyboard, so I could put my keyboard in there, and a cup. And I totally lost the train of thought right here, and I totally lost my braking point. I braked 100 essentially at the 200 meter board. I'm supposed to brake at the 300, so I recovered really well. I'm gonna get some compliments here.
Watch it coming back onto the track.
That was a pretty good recovery there, Conrad. Did you just get in too hot, or what happened?
Hell yeah, brother. Good job. Didn't even hit me coming back on the track. Good job.
Yeah, so I was really happy here, but still kind of heated because I essentially lost the position. But I come back and tell them that my brother walked into the room and just lost train of thought. So we're gonna hear that on board right now.
My brother comes barging into the room asking questions, and I just overcooked it into that corner.
So yeah, a little chuckle from, I believe it was either Stan or Anthony. These two, Stan and Anthony, really good guys. It was really fun racing with them, just in case you guys ever see this video. Really good racing between you guys, and it was really fun.
My bad if I messed somebody up in that little incident.
Nah, dude, that was perfect. You did a great job.
I'm recording. That was awesome.
Yeah, just hearing, you know, people that have been playing the game for a year plus, just hearing them saying that, you know, the recovery was good. I didn't take nobody out on the track. I didn't take myself out. I kept control of the car and essentially lost the position, but, you know, still was in the race. A little the face of defeat there. I was sort of not struggling, but I was a little pissed off with myself for losing the advantage. Here Stan spins out, unfortunate. I get through the smoke and everything is fine, and later he retires. So I don't know the reasoning behind it. Maybe his car was jacked up to the point where it was undrivable, or repairs would take too long. But yeah,
I forgot how those curves worked.
but yeah, Ripperino for him. You know, GG anyway, Stan. Good race, definitely. I don't know.
Unlucky though.
Yeah, really unlucky. So I've had more seat.
Yeah, I was pushing it pretty hard, trying to go catch the leader. He's fast.
I've had more seat time in the GT race,
Do you guys go flat out?
GT racer,
man?
in the Trakracer rig in my Sparco seat. And in the video, you guys can see I went a little overboard. I bought a 5-point harness from Amazon. It's like $60, and I bought a karting suit, gloves, and boots, which is extreme overkill. Nobody ever. I don't think nobody ever in the history of
I can barely hear you there, 16.
like Iracing or doing sim racing. I don't think nobody would ever think about doing that. But I just wanted it for if I'm ever doing any endurance races, or even if I ever, because I do go karting in my local tracks, I could always put the suit on and boots and the shoe. I mean the gloves, and rock out over there looking like a pro. Although I'm not. But yeah, this race was really good. The strength of field, I forgot what it was. I'll put it in the screen real quick if I remember in editing. But I think it was probably like 1200 or something like that or more, which it's not the strongest strength of field, but it's for me just getting into this class series. Sorry. For me just getting into this class series, I feel like it's a good mid-ground. Mid-ground for just racing in general. But yeah, so it's like the last few minutes, I believe the last 5 minutes of this race are coming up, and I'm chasing down P2. I really wanted P2 in this race. He was making mistakes in some corners, and I was making mistakes in other corners, and I just wanted to catch him, but unfortunately, not that he couldn't. Sometimes I'm on his bumper. It's just I don't want to take him out, and you know, I don't want to take myself out. I don't know what kind of driver he was. Like Anthony, I felt comfortable with because me and him were in battle throughout the whole track, and in the beginning session we were in battle and sitting with Stan. But this Dan guy, I didn't know how he drove. What was his license score at the end? Or I looked it up and it was like C class or whatever. So I'm in D 2.6, and so it's not far off, but like I said, some corners he was quicker, some corners I was quicker. You know, some sectors he was a lot slower than me and I gained time, and then in other corners I would mess up in other sectors, and just how racing goes all the time. I was just happy that in the first lap nobody took nobody out. It was a clean start. You know, usually people punt each other off, and had it happen to me a few times where, you know, started P2, P3, and I got punted halfway across the freaking moon. And yeah, you're just essentially sitting at fucking P15 at that moment. Sorry for my French. And yeah, you sit at P15 with nothing you can do because you're 30 seconds behind everyone. But it happens in racing games, and it's understandable that, you know, some people get into the series. That's why I always do a lot of practice sessions and, you know, do 100+ laps of each circuit before I enter it, so I kind of know where the braking points are and get comfortable with the car. And yeah, that way I don't take nobody out, and I know where I can now break them if they never ran the series. Yeah, so essentially this race is slowly coming down, chasing P2 like I said before, and it's just, I don't know. In this game it's really difficult if you lose time. If you get spun out, it's really hard to gain that momentum back. But then if you're in a battle, it's like you're waiting for the guy to make a mistake. I was pressuring him, I was on his bumper in some moments, flashing my lights, trying to make him make a mistake. but it never happens. He was a good driver. He definitely stuck consistently and stuck to his line and did everything he was supposed to keep P2. But I'm happy with 3P at the end of the day. You know, P3 is not too bad. For my 5th, 6th race in the series. Yeah, I would do more races in the weekend time and the weekday, but I work on weekdays and I don't want to have to rely on me coming back from work and being all tired and all of that fancy smanchy. So final lap, one last opportunity to overtake him, but it doesn't happen. Essentially, he just stays consistent, and I get on as a bumper at the end, but there's a moment where I wanted to just try breaking him, or you know, coming really close to him, maybe overtaking him. But end of the day, I don't want it to come out. I don't want to lose safety rating, and I don't want him to lose safety rating. I don't want him to lose any I rating as well. So essentially the few last corners are right here. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more iRacing stuff. The final little minute here is going to be just some onboard stuff, commentary from me, some kind words from others. I'll just leave you guys to that. Make sure to leave a thumbs up and let me know what kind of other videos you guys want to see on iRacing. It's that Local Mango signing off. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Good job, guys.
Very, very good race.
Very good.
GG.
Again, my bad, Anthony, for the early braking and second lap or whatever it was.
Thanks for clean race, guys.
I wonder what happened with Stan. He disconnected.
Once your tires warmed up, Conrad, I couldn't catch you.
I felt like I had second. Some of the sectors he was slower, but then quicker in some others. But that was a good race, guys. Really good, and especially on the first lap, and nobody got taken out in the first corner. So that was a good race.
I agree. Thanks.
Good race, Anthony, as well. Was fun.